So the Kansas City Chiefs are not playing fair, and there's many of reasons why we could say that. So what we seen against the Baltimore Ravens was honestly a masterclass. Now, we won 27-20, which isn't a blowout by any means, but putting up 27 points coming off of a year where our offense looked pretty bad. I mean, people was even predicting that we're not winning the Super Bowl due to how bad our offense looked. So putting up 27 points against a Baltimore Ravens defense, which a lot of people tend to forget is actually one of the better defenses in the league. So for us to put up 27 points on a defense like that, you got to give credit where it's due. I mean, that's just a very good performance by Patrick Mahomes and company, and Andy Reid, and Matt Nagy, who called a lot of great play calls to get us in great position to, score points. So what I liked out of the Chiefs' offense was really how we was really attacking the deep game more. Like previous seasons, we've had a pretty bad deep ball. We haven't really been getting chunk plays and stuff like that. But if you look at what we did today, yesterday, by the time I'm uploading this video, if you look at what we did yesterday, we actually had a lot of chunk plays, a lot of, big yardage plays. And it was honestly very, very exciting to watch. Patrick Mahomes, he threw that one interception, which I didn't really understand why he threw that. But other than that interception, Patrick Mahomes looked fairly well. He looked pretty good. He looked like he was in great form. And he looked like he's ready to have another strong season to add on to his already amazing Hall of Fame resume. And I do believe Patrick Mahomes will have a 5K yard season. And even though he ain't really have a high touchdown game, I feel like that's going to just be a one-time thing. Next game, he would definitely get more than 2 touchdowns. He's going to have some games where he really gets a lot of touchdowns. So I'm waiting to see that. And it was just very good. Pacheco did well out of the passing game. Samaje Perine only had 10 yards, but his 10 yards was an important, good 10 yards. But let's dig deeper into this game and what really happened. We're going to talk about the offense and the defense. So the Chiefs picked up a pretty good win against the Baltimore Ravens. They won 27-20. And, a few takeaways I got from this game is that, first of all, Xavier Worthy is legit. Rashee Rice is going to have a better season. Isaiah Pacheco is getting used better and differently. And the Kansas City Chiefs offense has just improved from last season. And the defense is still pretty solid. I mean, the defense kind of did have a rough game, but it wasn't the worst start. I mean, in our years of Chiefs fans, we done seen worse defensive starts than that. So I can't really complain. They look pretty all right. 20 points. Getting held to 20 points is still good, even though it should have been 27. At the end of the day, the dude did not have his feet in bounds. So that still counts as us holding him to 20. So we're pretty good if you ask me. So now 291 passing yards was what Patrick Mahomes had. 1 passing TD. He had an interception, which is obviously never the best thing as a Kansas City Chiefs fan to see Pat throw a pick, especially one that could have been completely avoided. But 20 completions on 28 attempts, which is pretty good. 101.9 passer rating, which is pretty all right as well. I mean, Patrick Mahomes had a pretty good game. I mean, the only bad part of his game was really the second quarter where he went 4 out of 9 on completions and attempts, and he had 47 passing yards with no passing TDs and 1 interception. But in the first quarter, he went 5 for 5 with 70 passing yards. In the third quarter, he went 6 for 9 with 106 passing yards. In the fourth quarter, he went a perfect 5 for 5 again with 68 passing yards and 1 passing TD and 0 interceptions. So Patrick Mahomes had a pretty good game, if you ask me, so I can't complain out of what I've seen from him. Now, if you talk about Xavier Worthy, I mean, he had an amazing game for his first game ever. First, it was an electric 20-yard touchdown run, which is his first career touchdown, and it was very nice to see. I mean, the guy was very quick. He was flying. He got up out of there. I loved what I seen out of him. It was amazing, man. That was a good one right there. So that was a 21-yard. He had 21 rushing yards for 1 carry with 1 rushing touchdown. Then he had 2 receptions on 47 yards with 2 TDs total, but obviously he had a receiving touchdown as well, which is a 35-yard touchdown catch. He also had a nice 12-yard catch. So Xavier Worthy looks pretty legit, and the league might actually be doomed. The league is doomed, man. This is crazy. The league is honestly doomed. Xavier Worthy had a pretty good game. 68 yards, total yards. So pretty good game right there. While he might not crack 1,000 receiving, I could guarantee you he probably crack 1,000 total. Then when you look at Isaiah Pacheco, he had a pretty good game as well. 15 carries and 45 rushing yards. He could have had more rushing yards, but that's pretty fine with me. 78 total yards with a touchdown. He had a rushing touchdown. 2 receptions for 33 receiving yards. He had a 23-yard catch and a 10-yard catch. He was looking very good out of the backfield when it comes to receiving. I love seeing that improvement in the area of that game for him. Then Rashee Rice had 103 yards with 7 receptions. No touchdowns, but still a very good game. You know, picking up some great yardage, 33 yards on a catch, 15-yard catch, 19-yard catch, 16-yard, 8-yard, 11-yard, 1 yard. He was picking up a lot of yardage. He was doing very, very well with it as well. Now, while Travis Kelce, I mean, he had 34 yards for 3 receptions, but he looks like he's going to pick it up. Pretty sure Travis Kelce is going to end up picking it up. Butker went good. Matt Ariza did pretty good in his, first game, NFL game ever, I'm pretty sure, because he didn't really play in a real game, I don't think. So Matt Ariza looked pretty good. Chris Jones, man, he wreaked havoc as always. I definitely expect a big year from him. For sure, it's going to be a big year for Chris Jones. He had 1 sack. He had a forced fumble. I love what I seen out of him. He had 1 tackle for loss. So that was pretty good right there. I loved what I seen out of him. Chris Jones, he's that guy. You know, he is that guy. Loved what I seen. Amazing player. Just doing what he has to do. And Jalen Watson also looked pretty impressive. You know, I didn't expect him to look that impressive, to be honest with you. He may be able to be CB2. I'm pushing that agenda because L'Jarius Sneed obviously left. So we're going to need a cornerback too. And I loved what I seen. So that was pretty good to see right there. Leo Chanel also had a pretty solid game. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs in general are just looking like, that team. They're looking like that team. And I love what I'm seeing out of the Kansas City Chiefs. In my opinion, I think the 3-peat might be inevitable because at the end of the day, this team, they look more deadly than the previous 2 years that they 3-peated. And that's crazy. To look more deadly than the previous years that you've 3-peated, I mean, what could we say about that? That's nothing but greatness. And I don't see how they don't win a Super Bowl this year. Like, if they don't win a Super Bowl, I'll be very, very surprised. But I got a feeling that they will win the Super Bowl again. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Chiefs fan. I actually believe that they will win the Super Bowl again. And let's see. I mean, Felice Anudike-Uzomah even somewhat stepped it up. He had a forced fumble. So let's see what he does for the rest of the season as well. Since Charles Omeni, who was out. So we're going to see what he does. So it's a lot of things that these players on defense do have to prove, but they will get it together. It's been your boy, Chiefs Priority, and I'm out, man. Peace. Like and subscribe. Hit that like button.